I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough, nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough, nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. It sucks when you finally feel like giving up. Oh God, no luck, everything feels like you're sticky stuck. I'm lost, handcuffed to the bed where I sleep, don't give a fuck. Can't stop, unplug, feeling overwhelmed, I think I've had enough. Gotta find a way to get some energy, gotta find someone who's a good friend of me. I need purpose to make it all worth it, I'm still searching and I'm still learning. I want a life that's filled with memories, not a life with regret and frenemies. I need focus to keep me from hopeless psychosis if I keep moping.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough, nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough, nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff.
I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby, and if you ain't with me, it's your loss. See, I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast, stroke until I have everything. I attack everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact.
Cause I'm my own worst enemy, only if I let it be. I can me if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it.
Hello and welcome to my Mind Over Your Matter. My name is Rick. Let's get the cameras going. It's a late night. Decided to come on a little late today because I was watching one of my favorite wrestlers make a comeback to WWE, which is AJ Lee. Congratulations to her because she did win her match with her husband. So that was a pretty good match. It was nice to see her return. She looks like super amazing. She hasn't lost a step for sure. She has kept up with her physique and she looks amazing. I do have some stories to go over tonight, and also some programming for tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be broadcasting the memorial of Charlie Kirk, and over at I think it's in Phoenix, Arizona, where the Cardinals play, Arizona Cardinals. Is going to be pretty much an all-day type of thing. I'm not going to be on it all day, but I will broadcast as much as I can. I know it's supposed to start around 1 o'clock, so I'm possibly going to go live maybe around 11-ish tomorrow, and then show some videos of Charlie and see what goes down in Arizona. I hope everything goes smooth, but something keeps telling me watch your back while you're out there, because you have a lot of people that are very devious and very evil that are going to show up and they're going to protest and they're going to try to cause a ruckus. And I want things to be peaceful, but sometimes these people don't believe in peace, and sometimes you're going to have to punch them in the face to get peace. So, just protect yourself at all costs. If someone comes and messes with you, you got every right to defend yourself, no matter what. Let's see here. Let's see what I have here for tonight. Let's check this one out. I gotta set it up. Let's set it up. Gonna set it up tonight. Oh yeah. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and check out the story.
You to talk about some of the big stories coming out of Glendale when it comes to security and really prepping out right outside of State Farm Stadium. And we learned today of
Hey,
situation
Seven,
that
what's
played
up,
out
brother?
of a armed
10-10.
individual
Nice
that
time to
was
come in.
arrested and taken away
Hope you're
from
doing good.
the site. So we want to go out right now.
Late night tonight.
Right outside, live outside of State Farm Stadium. That's where we find Fox 10 Phoenix's Nicole Cressine joining us here with a breakdown of this individual, not only armed, but also with knives as well.
Yeah, thank
The
you so much
crazies are
for
starting to
having
come
me.
out.
I did actually want to share that we have a update. I mean, pretty much just within the last few minutes, I'm going to read this statement that was sent out by Turning Point USA about Joshua Runkles, the individual who you're describing who was arrested.
What the
so
fuck? Look
it
at that
does
face.
appear, this is the statement from
Oh
spokesperson
boy.
Josh Colvette
It's gonna
from
come out the
Turning
woodwork.
Point USA. Quote, I want to add a note of clarity here. This individual was doing advanced security for a known known guest planning to attend the memorial service tomorrow. We do not believe this person was attempting anything nefarious. However, the advance was not done in proper coordination with the TPUSA security team or U.S. Secret Service. Also important to note, this was before the site had been fully sealed and locked down. Every precaution is being taken to ensure everyone's safety. That's the end of that quote there. So that changes the story quite a bit, as you can imagine. It seems like this person, Joshua Runkles, was doing what he believed to be some advanced security. He approached an officer with DPS and was talking to that officer about the fact that he was supposed to be there and he just didn't have the right credentials, it seemed. He did have a CCW permit out of North Carolina, a concealed carry weapon permit, so he was able to have that firearm or firearms on him. So we're still kind of, developing this story.
Wait
and it
a minute,
seems like
but
right
he had it
now,
from
this
out of North
person who was
Carolina. I don't think he could
arrested
carry it in Arizona.
was indeed supposed to be here, which I guess is a really good thing to learn, kind of breathe a sigh of relief that this person they don't believe was doing anything nefarious and was supposed to be there. But just a very high intensity time for everyone, right? Homeland Security has said that this has been given the highest security level. Of course, President Trump, Vice President Vance are coming. So Secret Service here doing their job. So we appreciate, of course, people, doing their due diligence to make sure that people are supposed to be there. And it sounds like this miscommunication could have escalated very easily. So we are happy to say it seems like Joshua Runkles was there doing what he said he was supposed to be doing rather than trying to get in for any violent act. But of course, it's just such a tense time right now, and people are worried about their safety.
Well, just a big breakdown in communication where something got across there, and definitely could have been a way different outcome if things really escalated fast, given the conditions that we're in right now. Nicole, what can you tell us right outside of the stadium there? We were told earlier that a lot of fencing was going up as well. What can you tell?
Yeah, so we're actually in the parking lot of a nearby hotel. This was about as close as we could get. There's several other members of the press that are set up around here as well. This seems to be the closest access we can get to the stadium today. I can step out of the frame and tell you that if you look a little bit closer to the stadium, you will see those road closed signs. There are several crews here who are putting up barriers. I will be honest with you, I've been out here for several Cardinals related events, and right now, as far as the day before this event, you can see people are walking around, members of the public. So it doesn't feel that different from maybe them preparing for a game like this, but we all know that it's much different and that there is a much higher stakes. The people who are coming, we know Homeland Security, as I mentioned, has said this is going to be given the highest security detail, as it should, with the slate of speakers and the politicians who will be here. But right now, pretty normal. They are putting up those barricades, of course. They are putting up those road closure signs, but there has been a little bit of information withheld as well with that, because they don't want to give away too much information about parking access or specific road closures, just in case there are any extremists that do come out here. So we know that there's 63,000 people that can be in the stadium. They're expecting more than that. We've heard numbers close to 100,000 people are expected to show up for this. So it's just a big, security need for everyone to follow the rules. And like you mentioned, those communication breakdowns, those could end in much bigger trouble if people don't follow specific rules and guidelines that are given for them.
Yeah, no doubt. But luckily, the new news coming within this hour paints a way different picture than what we were thinking really on the eve of this big event, thinking, oh, wow, somebody getting very close. But now it looks like a totally different story right there. And expecting all these people, like you said, there are 100,000 people that could be coming. Is there any thinking from the police or any other agencies that will there be any protesters? I know I hate to say it talking about a memorial, but since we live in this politicized world, that could happen. Are they thinking there will be any protesters around the stadium tomorrow?
Yes.
So I think that this is a situation, as you mentioned, with just how high the tensions are and, how divisive people have been surrounding this topic. I think they're preparing for really anything. I think they're preparing for there to be some counter protests. I think they're preparing for people to come out as individuals, potentially trying to start trouble. They really want to make sure that anything that could happen is prepared for. So just any member of the general public, of course, that is able to come out, they were invited, but you aren't to bring any bags. It's not even a clear bag policy. There's no bags allowed. Any well-wishers or mourners who would want to bring flowers or other mementos are not able to do that. They really just want people coming in with, nothing on their person, because this is going to be highly scrutinized. Everyone that comes in is going to be going through, I would say, multiple levels of security checkpoints. And so to answer your question, I think they're preparing for any and all of the above, and just really trying to tighten up any loose ends that they can and make sure that people are following the correct procedures, whether it's a member of the public, a member for us of the press, or anyone else that is there to pay their respects or to attend.
What's up, Terry?
Nicole, thanks so much for giving us the updates. They're right outside of the stadium in Glendale, State Farm Stadium. We appreciate all of the updates. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, let's keep it moving.
Okay, let's talk about ID cards, because we've been hearing from senior members of the government in the last few days saying that they are supporting the idea of introducing them. Let's have a listen to the Prime Minister and the Home Secretary.
I'm determined to stop people making that crossing across the channel and to get people out of our hotels. And therefore I am looking at ID cards or digital ID, because we do need to look at the pull factors.
We have got to deal not just with disrupting the trade in people that is bringing people across the channel, but we've also got to deal with some of the reasons why they're getting in the boat in the first place, looking to come to the UK. And to our mind, digital ID has a role to play here.
So, Lucy, are you in favour of this idea?
Absolutely not. I think it's a slippery slope, obviously, and I think to coat it in the narrative that it's supposed to help with immigration and help with illegal immigration is just farcical. I think it's something that is being wrapped around as a narrative to try and get people who originally didn't like it to accept it.
It's quite ironic. I remember me talking about this 2 or 3 years ago about how, well, you can see the government doing this at some point, whether it's to do with net zero, whether it's to do with immigration. And many of us were accused of being conspiracy theorists for suggesting this. And here we are, where this is now on the table.
Keir Starmer's government is considering introducing digital ID, yes, digital ID, for every person in the United Kingdom because of, wait for it, illegal immigrants. Yes, the vanguard that they're going to use to bring in digital ID so that everything you ever do can all be centralised into one place owned by the government is the fact that people are getting on boats and coming across the channel. Now, there's always the option of stopping the boats or turning them back like we did here in Australia. But Sir Keir Starmer says, no, we're going to look into this digital ID because apparently there are too many of these illegal migrants going for jobs, and it's impossible to tell whether they are illegal migrants or not. So you must have a digital ID, which, according to the Times of London, would allow you to prove eligibility to work. It would allow you to pay bills. It would allow you to vote online. It would allow you to sign contracts, allow you to shop. I mean, are we talking about you're going to need a digital ID to go into a shop now and to access health information? This is a one-stop shop for the government to have total oversight and total control of everything you do in your life, and they're going to try and get it passed by saying, well, we need it to combat illegal migrants.
Surely that is just an excuse.
He speaks on it domestically, he speaks on it globally. His reasoning, pretty honest, in fact, is that, yeah, it does mean you surrender a little bit of privacy, but we're a global world and there's no other way than going forward. And if you want to go forward, we have to work with new technology. That seems to be the thinking here. And that's pretty much the line that most other countries that support this will give. We're not quite hearing that from the Prime Minister, though.
If the deal's no good, I'm blaming you, Scott. It's a great honor.
Doing pretty good.
this agreement will also help
I was able
America
to
and
find
our
a way to
British
watch
allies dominate the future
WWE
of artificial intelligence. You
I
need the
did watch
energy. You have to have the energy. That's
AGD
one thing I learned very
make her
quickly. They need a
comeback.
lot of electricity. In the United
And
States, you need double
it
what
was
we
really
have
good.
right now just to
They had a good
maintain that fight. We're right now, and I want to
watching
say,
it. I'm happy
leading
for her. She
China
won.
and the world by a lot in AI, a lot. But we're committed to ensuring that you have secure and reliable sources of American AI and quantum technology. We intend to always be the UK's strongest, closest, and most trusted business partner. Very important to us. The relationship is very important. Again, I want to thank the Prime Minister. He worked very hard on this and getting this deal done. This is long in the making. They've been talking about it for a long time, and we got it done. And it's a real honor to be with you. And thank you very much. Thank you.
I think it's just a way for policymakers to consolidate data on the general population and consolidate and centralize data to make it easier for them to create new policy. And I think ultimately it undermines our civil rights. And I think everybody who's watching politics live right now, I think they should really consider the detrimental impacts that ID cards could have on their freedom.
And that is a potentially big and useful thing, ostensibly to tackle crime, but it begs the question about our civil liberties, and I think that is a very, very big question.
Yeah, and it's also a valid question as well. And we know in terms of it's okay. All right, we might have a bit of an iffy government at the moment, but I don't think they're intent on. Well, I was about to say putting us in prison for hurty words. Maybe they are intent on that, but I don't think their intention is a nefarious one. I think it's a rather simplistic sort of maybe slightly left-wing one, although I'm pretty sure the Tories would be having the same debate on this at the moment. But of course, when you're legislating, you're thinking about policies that come in this respect, Charles, it's what a future government might do with it. And that, I suppose, is a reasonable reasonable tentacle for debate.
Yes, clearly. I mean, we don't want to be in a situation. I mean, if you look at the way in which the Chinese operate with surveillance of virtually the entire population in one way or another, virtually to the point, as you joked earlier, about walking out of a room and having a chip in your hand, it's not far from that in China, I think. And so therefore, it is a slippery slope, and you can only make a decision like this with a big consensus, and it wasn't in the manifesto. So is it a knee-jerk reaction to the fact that they've lost the initiative on migration?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's exactly that. Charles, great to have you on with us, sir. Thank you. Charles Hymas is the Home Affairs editor over there at the Telegraph. Thank you to him. James Melville, social and political commentator, friend of the show as well. James, good afternoon to you. Look, I know, like me, we're big fans of Keir Starmer. He's a top bloke. He's got it all. Is he there? Has he got it all sorted out? He knows what he's doing. I don't think he's with us. Is he with us? Oh, okay. James, are you with us? Hi.
I'm here.
Hello. Sorry, you weren't. No, nobody put you up on the screen, so I couldn't see you. I was assuming you lagged off somewhere. Big supporter of Starmer, of course. I know you are, and you love all of his work and his greatest hits. And this is just another one. I'm sure you're going to tell me it's splendid stuff. Bring it on.
Yeah, it's another example of government overreach. I think there's a number of problems here. First of all, how is this going to solve the problem? It seems to me, again, it's a bit of deflection from Starmer and the government to say, okay, we've got a problem, there's the reaction, and this is our solution under the auspice of safety and convenience. The words and mantras of most authoritarian governments in history. We've seen this playbook before. We've talked about this even in COVID. There has actually been a form of digital ID, universal digital ID before, when we move towards vaccine passports. Mm-hmm. So we have gone through this drill before, but there's other aspects that are a problem with this. And I think a conversation that needs to be had when we're talking about digital ID is about what exactly is the social contract between government and also the public. They're supposed to be working for us. We pay their wages. And this sort of thing, it seems to me, another example of government overreach, whereby they're deciding measures that weren't in their manifesto that have profound implications in the future in terms of not just our privacy, civil liberties, but also where does the data, in whatever form it goes, where does it end up? Do we end up with data harvesting? Do we have privacy of information? And ultimately, what is the objective in terms of the thing that they're saying they're going to try and fix? Illegal migration. And it does pose questions about how far you take this, bearing in mind we have gone through this before with vaccine passports.
There seems to be a constant push to try and get this through the door. And I'm just wondering why there is this constant push, because we've seen that this sort of collection of data and the centralization of data, I think, is a defense folly. I think having all of our eggs in one basket, having all of our, medical data, all of our financial data, this opens up a world of discrimination for the ordinary person. And the mandatory section, I think this is something that won't be mandatory. It will be increasingly enforced, like COVID passports that was tried to get through the last government, and I think that's what will happen here. I'm worried about.
Try to do worldwide.
What will the government
They're going to try to digitalize.
Will it just be focused on one issue? I doubt that very much. It could then mission creep into
like
other aspects of the loss of privacy and possibly other things bolted onto it. Where does it actually stop? And as you pointed out, what happens with future governments? Will this be ditched? Will other things be carrying on in terms of digital ID? And it is a bit of a concern, I think, that 80% of people would welcome a form of universal digital ID.
I think the first debate I did about this was, I'm tempted to say maybe 20 odd years ago, maybe 25 years ago. The first time,
it's been a long time
it was in that ballpark, because this discussion has been around forever, that you would have a sort of global database.
Been around forever.
The evil one releases really his final diabolical creation upon the earth, which we would refer to as a one world government that also would include under the umbrella a one world economy, a one world religion. A concept that maybe 20, 30, or even 50 years ago would have seemed out of reach and not realistic to think about. And yet we are living in the very times where the framework for that is being shaped and formed in ways that are even shocking to me.
Wow. Great entry, Jason A. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. You're going to try to make the digital IDs and get everyone in the UK under the digital ID. They're going to try to weed out from who's citizens and who's not. And the ones that are illegal, they're going to kick them out. And they're going to start deporting out of UK. I think that was one of the main reasons why Trump showed up in UK, was to push them to do this, agreement for the digital ID and to get rid of all the illegal immigrants that are there, because it's a big time safety problem in UK. And around the world. It's not just UK. It's here in the United States too. We're battling an eternal war that it's happening worldwide, and that's them taking advantage of the 4 years that Biden was in office, and there was no true leader. And when you don't have a true leader, guess what? Things go crazy and people start acting weird, and things go out of hand. And that's what happened. And it went on for too long, and we suffered because of it. And it kind of sucks. It's like we, the people, lose. Okay, so I got let's continue. I'm going to have to go fast on this because I don't want to be here all night. I'm trying to make this at least a 2-hour show. And I do got 2 paranormal videos that adds up to about an hour watch time. So we're gonna go like rapid on here. So let's see. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and go with this one here. This is who is this? This is Benny Show. The Benny Show. Let's go ahead and check out the Benny Show.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them. 58 House Democrats voted against condemning political violence.
And I do have some Tyson de la Cruz to show you guys.
Like political violence. They don't even like acknowledging that Charlie Kirk is somebody who deserves to be mourned at all. They're using the moment of Charlie Kirk's memorial to lie on his name, thus absolving the left-wing terrorist who took Charlie Kirk's
life.
That's precisely what is happening. It is a despicable thing to see. And
They're saying that Charlie Kirk is the one who caused great pain, not the trans activist, left-wing, radical, Democrat voter, Antifa member who took Charlie Kirk's life. Ilhan Omar is doing the exact same thing, saying that Charlie Kirk shouldn't have his hateful history rewritten. They're ratcheting up the narrative. They're ratcheting up the temperature in a moment where everybody needs to cool down.
It's the left.
Are the ones
when they say they're trying to cool
no,
down,
no, no,
they go
this is the
up.
time to lie.
When they're
and score
going
political
up,
points.
they
That's
go
exactly
down.
what Jimmy Kimmel
They
did.
do
This is why
everything
Jimmy Kimmel's show
opposite.
is getting emptied out right now. Jimmy Kimmel's
I don't trust Democrats.
show will probably never
have, never will.
to ABC. You can see the backlot here as they're filing out all of the Jimmy Kimmel show material. This is probably why it's not coming back, because Jimmy Kimmel's show was an absolute and total collapse. That's what the ABC News local stations have told me about Jimmy Kimmel. I've had conversations with a lot of them from across the country. They're reaching out. They're calling me. My phone is ringing off the hook because they're scared. Let me break a little news here. These ABC News local station owners, they're the ones who decided not to air Jimmy Kimmel's show. This is the free market at work. They said, our viewers don't like it. We are not able to sell ads against a show that does the same number of live stream viewers that like a live stream of Joe Biden napping on the beach would do effectively. Like Jimmy Kimmel's show gets about as many viewers as Chris Christie's OnlyFans, right? And so here, ladies and gentlemen, is the problem. That the left lies. Instead of talking about how this is just supply and demand, the free market, Jimmy Kimmel show was a absolute nightmare. This is based on all available data. Was just a failed show that nobody wanted to watch because it had turned into left-wing DNC propaganda hour, and the majority of our country is right-leaning, so they don't like that. No, the left says that it is a full censorship operation done at the behest of the ABC local stations who refused to carry Jimmy Kimmel. Now, that's the moment that ABC News decided to yank the show. Here's why. Jimmy Kimmel wasn't going to apologize for lying about MAGA or Charlie Kirk's death. He was going to double down. He was going to make things so much worse. And that's why Disney, according to all available reports, said, you know what, we're just going to pull the show instead of letting all these local stations say we're not going to air the show. And there were about 100 million households that are covered by these local stations. Anyway, they decided to paint a target on the back of the local stations instead of taking any blame. And this is a trend. Instead of taking any blame for their own side, instead of taking any blame for their own policies and their own radicalized ratcheting up of the temperature and the rhetoric, they decided to put a target on the local ABC News stations, who are without a doubt the heroes in this entire Jimmy Kimmel story. And now those stations are under terroristic threat. Those owners are calling me very, very scared. The amount of threats that are pouring into these local ABC News stations is truly unbelievable.
Kayla.
Can I tell you everything that I've been told in confidence?
Democrats are they're screw loose.
Wretched
their heads.
What Democrat terrorists are doing, and some of them are taking action.
I think their brains are back in the
Hannibal
1800s.
Hernandez Santana, 64, was arrested for firing a gun into the window of an ABC 10 station in Sacramento yesterday. His X account appears to be a constant stream of anti-Trump commentary. Oh, wow. Would you look at that? Color me completely shocked and surprised. Here you can see the bullet holes in the window. This guy is they were protesting outside.
Crazy. They shot
like
up
libs,
ABC.
dumpy boomer geriatric libs were protesting outside. Did they get the same geriatric to go protest everywhere?
What?
Like, protesting for Jimmy Kimmel. Could you imagine? This, by the way, right here, gathered in front of Jimmy Kimmel Live, is his entire audience. That's a whole audience.
Yeah, that's his audience.
That is a perfect representation of the total number of people that watch Jimmy Kimmel every single night.
Yep.
So now left-wing terrorists have been unleashed to attack local ABC stations because they decided that they were going to take Jimmy Kimmel off the air because their viewers didn't want it. And their response is terrorism. This is a trend.
The response is always more terrorism by the left.
Yep.
When are we going to get our act together as Republicans, law enforcement, leaders,
arrest all
and
these
start talking
Democrats
about this real problem and not allow them to sidestep
when
it?
incite
Man who shot up the ABC affiliate in Sacramento.
all this
Following
crazy.
the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel has been identified as Anibal Hernandez. His X account appears to belong, is full of anti-Trump vitriol. He's also the legislative director for the California Federation of Teachers. Got it? Goodness gracious. He's straight up calling for violence, by the way, on his X account. Here we go. Here's his Facebook account. It bears repeating. Redux in 2024 if MAGA and their infamous leader cannot be stopped in the general election. This guy's account, like how it didn't get banned, I don't know. But he's worshiping Charlie Kirk's murder. Here it is right here. This is the account. He's worshiping Charlie Kirk's murder. He's going on and on and on about left-wing violence and the gun violence and how bad gun violence is in America. And then he takes a gun and he goes and shoots up an ABC news station. Look at this. Our thoughts and prayers for Charlie Kirk and his family. May the prudence of this cost-benefit analysis of 2A rights versus school shootings live forever. Dude, he's the dude who just shot up a local news station. Man suspected of firing 3 shots into the window of ABC affiliate in California. After Kimmel decision, is a former teachers union legislative director whose X feed is filled with far left-wing rhetoric. We need to have a real conversation. By the way, here's his Act Blue. These are all of his donations to Democrats. It goes on for 178 entries. So page after page after page of donations to Democrats. It is long past time to have a national conversation about left-wing violence. It is out of control.
I donated to a Republican here out here who's running for District 5 in
thought this was a
Connecticut.
banger, and looks like I'm right. Doing well. Just posted it. Charlie Kirk's assassinated by the leftist trans activist. The right prays, mourns, and goes to church. The left. Democrat pedophile George Zinn distracts law enforcement, falsely claimed to be Charlie Kirk's shooter, helping the assassin get away, charged criminally. Bomb was planted on a Fox News vehicle by 2 Democrat voters. Criminal charges and terrorism charges. Massive Charlie Kirk memorial vandalized and destroyed in Arizona. Criminal charges. DNC super donor shoots up ABC affiliate building in Sacramento. Criminal charges. Jimmy Kimmel show suspended for lying about left-wing terrorism. Thousands upon thousands of leftists lose their job for celebrating Kirk's death. The Texas Tech students assault Charlie Kirk supporter, expulsion, and criminal charges. Texas State student assaults mocks Charlie Kirk's death, threatened TPUSA students, expulsion. 58 House Democrats vote against disavowing political violence. Brett Kavanaugh's left-wing political assassin comes out as trans. Also, there was a bomb threat at RFK's house, criminal charges. All in 1 week.
Yeah.
Not a both sides issue. This is a real, true issue. The violence is all coming from the left, and it's time for Republicans to get serious about it.
It's crazy. The left is crazy, man. You gotta be careful out there with the left. But I donated to this gentleman that's running for U.S. congressional. He's a congressional candidate. His name is Jonathan De Barrios, and he's running for Connecticut District 5. And for those like Terry and Kayla that live here in Connecticut, know your districts and vote red. Vote red. We got to get more Republicans in office here in Connecticut. They would do so well with me there, but I just don't. I don't physically. I'm not able to. It's just too much, and then it's a lot of arguing and fighting, and I'm not up for that shit. I'm gonna say, look, bye, bitch. I don't have to be listening to this crap, especially if I had to listen to AOC talk. Like, I just want to throw myself in front of a car. It's like, I don't want to listen to Jasmine Crockett talk. You know what I mean? So it's like, in another time, maybe in another like fragment in time, if there was another like loop in time, maybe there's a that I do that and become a congressman and put AOC and Jasmine Crocker in their place. Maybe there's another alternate universe where that happens. Oh man, that would be so fucking awesome. It'll be great for TV. Um, but I'm backing up Jonathan the Barrios, and I want him to make it to. I want him to make it into Congress, and I want him to be representing Connecticut in District 5, and I'm supporting his run, and I want him to be successful. So I got your back. I'm giving a lot of energy to him, and the problem is there's just a lot of New Yorkers that live here in Connecticut, and they tend to vote here and in New York. Yes, tell me how they do it. It's easy. They'll mail it in, do a mail-in ballot, and send it in, and then they go to New York and then they vote over there. Sometimes they have two IDs, so they'll have like their old ID, and then they'll have their new ID, and then they'll still go with the old ID and still go and vote. That's a lot. That's the oldest trick of the book, but they do that, and it's very illegal, very very illegal. So, but we have a lot of people that work in New York but live in Connecticut. You know, it's a lot cheaper living in Connecticut than New York. New York is crazy, especially the city. And that's why Bridgeport, Connecticut is a little crazy out there. You know, a lot of drugs, a lot of weird shit at night. That's a place that I would not even go at night. No, thank you. I think Terry, when your kids goes to that school down there, I don't like Bridgeport. It's just a lot of drugs, a lot of heroin, a lot of like weird hard drugs out there. I feel the energy, so I kind of like feel a lot of influence from New York. And you know, I-95 is a major artery to the north, especially the northeast. There's many routes that you go up to reach Canada and to bring back down too. And a lot of people cross the border through the woods, and they bring like lots of drugs through our borders easily. We have one of the weakest borders with Canada, where you think a lot of the illegal stuff is coming from. It's not so much the southern border. I'm letting you just know right now. It's definitely coming from the north, and there's a lot of drugs coming in, and weird shit like new stuff. And the new stuff is already getting in here, and they're like, the new stuff is like what they were saying. It was like 25 or 100 times stronger than fentanyl. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I already seen these zombie peoples already at night, like especially in Rochester, New York. When I went 2 months ago, I went to visit family and stuff. We had to drive through the pretty bad little area, bad neighborhood, right? This is an area where you don't really stop, and if you have to stop, you have your eyes looking all around at all times, because if someone comes up to your car, you just fucking go. You fuck the light. That's what I say. You know what I mean? It's your safety before anybody else. But I saw a lot of bent over people. They were like bent over, like touching their toes. I can't do that. My spine is fucked up, so I can't do that. But they were like that, and they were like touching their, like trying to, like they're trying to grab something from the floor, right? But it's not that. It's that they're overdosing on whatever fentanyl, whatever laced medication that they took, and they're just bent over like that. And I'm like wondering, man, how come there's no officers out here patrolling? And also, how come like when you see these individuals, how come they're not getting like medical help? You know, how come they're just letting those people just out in the streets, bent over, and they're just zombies? They're like pure zombies. I don't know like how the mayor of Rochester could let that happen, you know, and just, you know, because it has so much good opportunity, but I feel like it's Democratic run, okay, but the city has so much potential if they had the right person in office, and if there was a Republican that could go in there and take over Rochester and fix up Rochester, oh my goodness, oh, that'd be so good for business, you know. But the Democrats, man, they run it down to the ground, and nothing ever gets like fixed. They always give you excuses, and then the money, it just always disappears. It's like a certain amount of money is supposed to go to certain budgets and certain projects, and it's some, I don't know where the money like evaporates, and then things never get done, and it's like, what the fuck is going on here? Like what's happening? But I'm pretty sure there's other cities around the country that it's like this, like has that problem too. And you know, in a lot of Democratic cities, it's I think compared to Republican cities and Democrat cities, who has the better, you know, handle with society, I would say. Um, so far I've been seeing a lot of crazy like leftist Democrats and blue cities and states going a little wild. I do this every day. I watch news every day. I'm always informed. Like the amount of energy that I pick up just watching, and the stuff that I put up here is the stuff that I opened for us to watch together because I haven't seen it yet. So like you're watching it like the first time like I am. And these are the ones that I want to watch, but there's other stuff that I watch during the day, and I got informed. And you know, we're close to World War III. I think that we're gonna need it. I think that we're gonna need a World War III, and I think that's when the draft is gonna come back. The draft, and that's why all these kids acting crazy and stealing and doing all this juvenile craziness, you know. The great way to get these kids up and in shape and put some fear into them, bring back the draft. Bring back the draft and draft all these younglings and put them into a military base, military school, where they're going to be there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for as long as they need to be in there. And you'll see how their attitudes will change. You'll see real quick how they'll start respecting this country. Bring back the fear, the same fear they used to give to me. Because I remember my parents used to tell me all the time, we're going to send you to military school if you keep acting up like that. And that brought fear to me. Yo, what's up, Chloe? How you doing? My niece, this is what my niece likes. My niece likes purple. She loves the color purple. For some reason, my niece loves purple, and I respect it. Like, she's not a fan of pink. Like the shirt I'm wearing, and the reason why I wear it is because I like it. So fuck y'all. Uh, but yeah, she loves purple. She likes My Little Pony, right? She loves My Little Pony, but her Uncle Rick is gonna get her into Care Bears. So I already have a list on my Amazon, a whole Care Bears like package for her for Christmas. that I'll put in the order in by like November, and it'll get to my sister's house a little earlier, so that my sister, she doesn't even have to wrap it because it already come wrapped. That's what I like about Amazon, that you just pay a little extra and they'll wrap it up and everything, and they'll put it in proper boxes, but with it wrapped up inside. But I'm gonna get her on Care Bears because she needs to care, And I remember when I grew up with the Care Bears. My sister had Care Bears. She really loved the Care Bears, and I like them too. I like their message. They had a good message. And I'm gonna get her the bed sheets and her she's young. She's 4 years old. We're talking about a little girl. We're talking about 4 years old. Okay, her uncle's already. I'm ready. I don't spoil her, but she gets what she wants from me when she needs it. Because I buy her shoes. I buy her shoes, and I buy like 2-3 of them at a time, and I send it to her. And I tend to get her New Balance shoes because I want her to get used to New Balance because I wear New Balance. So, and I think it'll be very helpful for her. And then I send her some like a care package throughout the year. And then now I'm setting up for Christmas. It's already September, end of September. Christmas is not too far away from us. I'm an early bird. Get it early while it's it's not crazy. Don't wait for the last minute. Start saving money now. If you are one that spend money for Christmas, start saving money now so that way it's not a big hit. If you want to wait, the best days, of course, to go shopping is Black Friday. Yeah. My dispensary has a sale the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. They call it Green Wednesday or something. I don't know. They come up with some weird shit. Green Wednesday. And all the medicine, I think it's like almost like 40 to 50% off. I was like, hell yeah, I take advantage of that shit. I take advantage. That's my Christmas. But I like to, for that, I like to get like the televisions or anything that's electronics. Black Friday is a good day for that. That's when they lowered the prices on like the real big screen televisions, and like at Best Buy or at Walmart, they do lower some of the prices on that stuff on electronics. And yeah, I'm thinking about getting a bigger television. I'm thinking about getting I don't know, between an 85 and 100 inch. And you're like, God damn. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm sorry, but I can't see that good. And I wear glasses, and I'm looking 15 feet away to read the comments. I could look on my phone, so that's why I have my phone here. So, but I don't have it on. You see, it's off. And I'm just having a discussion, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna go be Christmas shopping within a few. Yeah, you know what? And you avoid you avoid anything bad happening to you. You know what I mean? Because around the holidays, that's when people start, being slick and try to like take people for granted and steal from people, like the Scrooges that they are. We still have Scrooges out there. Just always go with someone. Never don't really go by yourself shopping. Always go with a companion. I always say it's safer, and you always have a good time. I always have a good time. Or I go shopping with my friend. I'll be like, let's go shopping. And when we go shopping, we're like, and we go to all the stores. It's fun, right? Especially like Black Friday. Like I'm not doing no lines. I ain't doing all that crazy shit, you know. And they tend to open early, right? But I don't do that. I wait till the like in the morning time, you know, and then just go to certain stores. I'm not there trying to go to Walmart and be in Walmart and waiting in those long ass lines. I don't think so. See, if I'm gonna go get my television, I'm gonna go get it at Best Buy. I'm gonna get it at Best Buy, and I'm gonna pay for them to install it, and I want them to install it on the wall. I want to put it on the wall because I got a big ass wall right here. So this TV is gonna be mounted on the wall, and it's gonna be further away from where I'm sitting to that wall is about 18 feet. So I gotta look 18 feet and look at the comments. Fuck that. I have my phone. I'll, I'll look at my phone. I try my best. All right. Let me stop talking. Because then we're going to be here all night. I'm going to probably end up getting off of here like 1 in the morning. I'm just letting y'all know. Oh, and Chloe, I'm doing my list. So I'm doing my list. I let you know ahead of time, like what I'm looking at. So maybe you could put it to the side. I'll show you. I'll show you a screenshot of it. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to your Discord. But let me go back and read. I gotta go all the way back. Shit. Yo, Rob, what's up? Oh man, sorry, Rob, if I miss you, brother. I hope you're doing good. I gotta go all the way back. Damn. I'm gonna try on my television see because it's dark, so maybe I can see it a little bit better. But my eyes been fucking with me today. Biden fucked up. Biden's always been a fuck up. Okay, I think I'm ahead. Let me see. We are in District 5. Okay. Since you are in District 5, I want you to vote for Jonathan De Barrios. All right. You are on my Discord, so I'll take a picture of his card, and I'll put it on Discord. I'll send it to your Discord. Fuck Biden and Kayla. This is the fuck Biden network, especially on my Minority Matter. You know, because he did nothing for the people. He only did for himself. That man came out more richer becoming president than he did beforehand. Like, how the hell do you become multimillionaire after being in office only for 4 years? And then the houses he has is crazy. Oh shit! You almost got killed twice there. Where in fucking Bridgeport? Fucking Bridgeport, man. Fucking Bridgeport is crazy. 95 goes from Maine all the way to southern. Yeah, I know all the way South Florida because I used to live in Miami, so I used to go on 95 and it used to get it lit you right there off of Coral Gables. Is US 1, and when you get on US 1, you could take that all the way down. It takes you straight to the Key West if you take US 1, but that's the long way. Because that has all the lights and all that shit. Like, if you want to take the long way, I mean, that's stupid. I take the turnpike and go all the way down and reach to the final of the turnpike, and then turn on US 1 and go up to the Keys. I've been to Florida Keys many times when I was young. I remember after high school, when I graduated high school, my friend, his grandmother had a houseboat, meaning like the house is on the water, it's like on a bay, and in the Keys, out of all places, right? So I've never been to a houseboat before. So my friend was like, yeah, come on. So I was like, I told my mom, I was like, yo, I'm going to the Keys. She's like, yeah, have fun. I was like, I'm out. I took what I wanted to take with me. My friend picked me up. He's like, let's go. I was like, yo, let's go. So we got on the ride and we just started driving down, and we're just laughing all the way down. It was like 4 of us that went, and his grandmother was so nice, the sweetest old lady I ever met. She was so attentive, and when I walked in the house, I was like, whoa, because like it's not like ground, you're on the water, so it's kind of like walking on a big water bed, right? But it was kind of like more sturdy, right? So I was just walking and I was trying to get my balance. I was like getting a little like kind of like seasick a little bit because I was kind of a little movement. So I like lay down for a little bit and got up. I was like, yo, we're out of here, because we had to go to our school was at Key West at the time, and we were playing against them a volleyball tournament, and I wasn't playing. No, it was the girls. Boys don't play girls sports, so the girls were playing and they did really good and stuff. And we were there as cheerleaders. We were like the only ones that came from our school to cheer them on, and they were so happy. They were so excited. And then after that, we went to Duval Street in Key West. We went to Duval Street and we were just going around and walking around, and yeah, had a great time. I remember going back to the house. I remember actually we went fishing, right? We had a little, we call them a dinghy, a little dinghy, a small little boat that could hold about 3 people max, and we rode it out, and it was pretty fast. He rode it pretty quick. My friend, he was like really good with this stuff. He always spent his time there with his grandparents. So we started heading back because it started like getting dark, like it was gonna rain. I was like, oh shit, the storm's gonna get us. He's like, nah, I got this. So we were going back, and we got back and tied up the boat and all that stuff, and then it started pouring. Oh man, it started pouring. We got back just in the nick of time. And when I got into the room, and it was like 2 beds on each side. So my friend was sleeping on one side, I was sleeping on the other side. There was another room where the girls were sleeping at, and there was like 4 bedrooms that place had. It was so huge, but it was so cool. But it was rocking. Like when it was raining, it was rocking. I was like, oh boy, this is like. And I went to sleep, and when I went to sleep, I felt better when I fell asleep. Beforehand, I wasn't feeling that good because I wasn't used to that. I wasn't used to those houseboats. All right. I know I'm talking too much. I should get to the news, right? Let's continue on the news. Let's see what else we have here. Oh Lord. All right, let's check this one out. We're going to World War III.
Russia unleashing a massive drone and missile attack on Ukraine overnight, killing at least 3 and injuring dozens. Fighting has intensified amid efforts to end the war. Stephanie Bennett is live now with the latest. Hi, Stephanie.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, 40 missiles and 580 drones were launched across Ukraine. Their military managed to shoot down and neutralize most of them. Take a look at some of these images from this earlier today. Several high-rise buildings were damaged in Dnipro. On X, Zelensky said, quote, every strike is not a military necessity, but a deliberate strategy by Russia to terrorize civilians and destroy our infrastructure. Russia also claimed its forces captured 2 new villages. But Ukrainian troops press on with a frontline counteroffensive around 2 cities to the east.
Our military is destroying their forces. Russians have suffered significant losses, and our state's exchange fund has been significantly expanded. Every day brings more Russian prisoners.
Meanwhile, many European leaders and military experts are on edge after multiple Russian incursions in recent days, calling Moscow's
The Care
actions
Bears,
deliberate,
yeah.
dangerous, and reckless. Yesterday, 3 Russian
My
military
sister,
jets
she loved her
violated
Care
NATO member
Bears.
Estonia's airspace
I got a whole
for
bunch
12
there.
minutes
I'm sending
over
to
the
my
Gulf
niece.
Of Finland. The country's Minister of Foreign Affairs said NATO jets escorted them out, calling it an unacceptable provocation, and they're requesting NATO Article 4 consultations.
Yeah, Rainbow Bright.
All
I
while
remember
Russia
Rainbow
claims
Bright.
it was
My
a
sister had
scheduled
one.
flight and did not violate or
Had the rainbow
deviate from the
skirt.
agreed route. Of course, earlier this month, Russian
I
jets
remember.
violated both Polish and Romanian airspaces, prompting NATO allies to boost defenses, pledging to move troops and fighter jets to patrol the
Nice.
skies to bolster its eastern flank. Zelensky wrote on X in part just now, quote, these are not accidental incidents. Russia will continue trying to spread its aggression, destabilization, and interference. Mike, back to you.
Stephanie, thanks very much.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily
Okay.
Campagno. Catch
Well,
me and
we're
my
gonna go to World War
co-hosts Harris
III, so
Faulkner and
let's
Kaylee
go
McEnany
more
on
news. Let's check this out here. Shut up over there. Let's go ahead and check this one out.
Anti-ICE protest escalating outside Chicago overnight, with demonstrators facing off against agents again and even trying to block federal vehicles. Some Democrat officials in the area joining protesters. Watch this.
This is
Back at the
crazy.
Broadview ICE facility, where in part of a protest just a few minutes ago, not only did they come with weapons and violent show of force and drive a van into us, but then they tear gassed us. And I have to tell you, it was terrifying. It was impossible to breathe and really, really scary. But the point is, they are trying to intimidate us, to stop us from standing up and being a part of a nonviolent resistance. And we will not be intimidated.
I remember
Here to
Ticking Me
react
Elmo,
for
that
ICE Director Jonathan
motherfucker.
Fahey. Jonathan, that, to be clear, so our viewers understand, that was the mayor of Evanston out there essentially leading this protest against ICE carrying out lawful federal immigration law enforcement.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And if you think about, the Charlie Kirk and going back to some of your last segments, I was thinking maybe the Democrats would at least take a break from their violence and their opposition to ICE and trying to obstruct ICE and doing their lawful jobs, maybe for at least a week. But it seems like they're doubling down on this. And this idea, it's a standard practice for Democratic politicians to rise in the ranks as they have to get arrested by ICE or something like that. But again, your point is really good, is ICE is doing their job. They are actually required to do this. Donald Trump is required to do this. And if J.D. Pritzker was actually a leader, he'd stand up for the men and women of law enforcement. He'd stand up for public safety. But he knows basically the path to success in the Democratic Party is with those 58 members of Congress that voted against the Charlie Kirk resolution.
Yeah, I need
the far
100.
left is his ticket to rise. So
But
he
I'm
is
having it
doubling down
stalled.
on this, and instead of being a
Like, I
leader,
wanted to
he is putting
be able to
politics
bring
ahead
it
of
out.
public safety. And it
Bring
really
it
is
closer,
shameful because
like it
people are in
extends out,
danger.
and
These
then
agents
you
are in
could
danger
pivot it.
just simply doing their
Like you could
job
turn
because
it
of
and
these,
pivot
I
it.
want to say antics, but it's
That
far
would be
more
so
serious
cool.
what these
That
Democrat
would be really cool.
politicians are not only doing, but
I don't want the
encouraging.
bitch to fall on top
And
of me,
it's
though.
stunning
You know
that
what I mean?
Democrats are trying to essentially
you
defend
imagine?
Jonathan. I was with ICE in Chicago on day one of this midway blitz, and we apprehended, and one of the individuals was convicted last year of
The
the
projectors?
forcible
Yeah, I had a
sexual
projector
assault of a
before.
child under 13.
They're pretty good.
And the American
They're
people
cool for
see this.
camping.
President Trump, to broaden this a little bit, ran on a mandate to do 3 things: shut down the border, remove the heinous, violent, criminal, illegal aliens, and also rescue the some 300,000 unaccompanied
I always
children
looking
that
down.
the Biden
I always
administration
find money all the
lost.
time. I always
And
find
those are goals that they
change,
continue
and
to do.
I found a
It's not getting a
$20
lot of
bill.
play, but we just got yesterday, Jonathan, the latest border numbers for August, and yet
think it was
again,
this year
there are
at the park. I
stunning
saw
numbers.
20
Starting
bucks.
with this: 0 parole
was like,
releases for
"Woo."
4 straight months. We had hundreds of thousands being released under the Biden administration. 93% reduction in nationwide encounters compared to the peak of the Biden administration. The number, by the way, was just over 26,000. It was over 370,000.
Yeah, Cyber Monday I tend to do
You also see
for
96%
Amazon.
reduction in the Southwest border apprehensions compared to monthly average during the Biden administration. The entire month of August equated to 1 or 2 days under the Biden administration. And then, of course, the seizure of fentanyl, 755 pounds, and then 171 billion collected from tariffs, taxes, and fees, which Democrats don't want to talk about. Your reaction?
These numbers are pretty amazing, and it shows a couple things. One, this narrative that this was an overly complicated problem that needed this massive legislative solution
I'm
to
12
solve
minutes
really
back.
wasn't true. We need more money to keep solving it, but we didn't need all of these other things that the Democrats
I'll
were
never
pushing.
go Democrat
But it also
ever.
shows a
Yeah,
couple things.
Democrats are
What's
forget
going
about
on in
them.
Chicago and the interior enforcement is very
Yep.
effective in deterring people
I always
from
vote
wanting to come to the
Republican
United
straight
States.
down.
Because remember, under the Biden administration, we essentially had de facto amnesty. Once you set foot on American soil, you'd get a phone, and then essentially you were never getting kicked out. And that was the policy of the United States. So now they know if they manage to get here, they're getting kicked out. And the fentanyl thing is really important because 101,000 people a year
Damn, you lived that
die of
long in
fentanyl
Bridgeport?
overdoses
That's
and
fucking
overall
crazy.
drug overdoses under the
They
Biden
should give you
administration.
an
Watch that
award.
number at the end of this year, and that will show
They should give you
the,
an
the
award.
success of this. But we're also going to
That's
save
crazy.
lives, and that's the most important part of this all is saving people's lives. And President Trump is off to an amazing start doing that.
You're spot on, Jonathan. It's all about safety,
easy.
and the American people are behind that 100%. Jonathan Fay, thank you very much. Thanks for getting up on a Saturday.
Thank you.
All right, this one just finished up. Hold on. For the pictures, okay, you come to me. You just hit the little plus sign. There's like a little plus sign. If you're doing it from your phone, there's like a little plus sign, and then you add the picture. You add the picture, and you just send it. It's very easy. All right, let's go to the next video real quick. Oh, we're going to Tyson de la Cruz. We got a back-to-back on Tyson de la Cruz, so let's get to it. Tyson's here every Thursday at 7:30 Eastern Time, p.m. Make sure to be here, especially for those in the West Coast. That starts at 4:30 p.m. Yeah, come watch me and Tyson, hanging with Tyson, every Thursday at 7:30, only on MyMindoverYourMatter on YouTube. So let's go ahead and let's watch a little bit of Tyson, and then we set it up. Oh boy, he did a story on the damn riots too. This is gonna be cool. Let's see.
You can see this federal vehicle, this government vehicle,
Oh,
attempting
Lord.
to get into this facility without. And now they've just popped a tire.
Did he pop the tire? Oh, arrest all these people. Look at this. What is this?
America, Chicago just descended into absolute chaos, and it perfectly shows you what happens when weak Democratic leadership meets federal immigration enforcement. Protesters outside of an ICE facility in Broadview literally assaulted federal agents, grabbing masks off their faces and getting into physical altercations, while Mayor Brandon Johnson called law enforcement a sickness. One woman was thrown to the ground and arrested after putting her hands on a federal officer, while ICE agents had to deploy pepper balls to control the mob. But here's the kicker. Johnson just signed an executive order directing Chicago police to protect these same protesters who are attacking federal agents.
Around 4:15 local
GoFundMe
time
is
this
crazy.
afternoon, ICE agents were on the roof when a woman approached the fence along with a few other
I don't trust
protesters and
those
started yelling
things
at
like
them.
GoFundMe and
Agents shot those demonstrators with
the other
pepper
one.
balls.
There's another
Federal
one that
agents
they
then
have.
came out of the parking lot where the woman got into
Oh
a
shit! Look at
scuffle
this.
with them.
Oh,
What is up, guys? Tyson de la Cruz here. Thank you so
He
much.
fell
for
down, the one in the
rocking with
black.
me. This is exactly what
I think
happens
she got
when you
arrested,
have a
too.
mayor who's more concerned about protecting illegal immigrants than supporting federal agents trying to enforce immigration law. Let me break down what happened at this ICE processing facility in Broadview. Protesters had been gathering since early morning, and around 4:15 p.m., things got escalated dramatically when a woman approached the fence and started screaming at ICE agents positioned on the roof. When federal agents came out to maintain order, this woman got in a physical altercation with them. She was thrown to the ground, and as agents were moving protesters back across the street, she reached up and grabbed the mask off of one ICE officer's face.
She was thrown onto the ground, and as agents crossed the street, moving protesters further away, that woman reached up and grabbed the mask of one of the ICE agents. That's when another one put her in a headlock, and you can see on video there that she flashes a peace sign.
Think about this for a second. She assaulted a federal officer by grabbing his mask, got put in a headlock, and then had the audacity to flash the peace sign like she was some kind of hero. This isn't a peaceful protest. This is criminal behavior that should result in federal charges, plain and simple. The situation got so out of control that ICE agents had to deploy pepper balls from both the roof and a ground level to disperse the increasing aggressive crowd. An ambulance was called because this woman likely got injured during her arrest. But this is not an isolated incident. Throughout the day, protesters were deliberately blocking ICE vehicles from entering and leaving the facility.
Do you see these? Are these Republicans or these are all Democrats? They seem like they're all Democrats.
Freaking move.
I guarantee you, all these people that are there are Democrats. Isn't that like a Palestinian thing that they're wearing?
The protesters were getting right up in federal agents' faces, yelling what reporters described as really, really intense. You could say hateful things while the agents tried to do their job. Come on. We've seen this before. These weren't peaceful demonstrators exercising their First Amendment rights. These were aggregators looking for confrontation.
I complain about my life.
Not, Tanya and Terrell, these demonstrators
are crazy here too.
This close to these federal agencies.
At one point, federal agents had to physically shove protesters who were getting too aggressive. The agents kept warning, don't touch me, don't touch me. But guess what? These protesters were determined to create confrontation. Now, here's where this story gets really infuriating. While federal agents are being assaulted trying to enforce immigration law, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson has been on a crusade against law enforcement, literally calling it a sickness.
Jails and incarceration and law enforcement is a sickness that has not led to safe communities.
The law enforcement is a sickness comment took off in some conservative and pro-police circles on social media.
Let that sink in. The mayor of one of America's most violent cities just called law enforcement a sickness. This is the same mayor whose city has seen skyrocketing crime rates, and he's attacking the very people trying to keep these communities safe. Cook County State Attorney O'Neill Burke was rightfully outraged by Johnson's comments, saying she was deeply offended and pointed out her office has 1,300 dedicated police servants working every day to protect women from domestic violence, prosecute child blank trafficking cases, and handling murder prosecutions.
I have 1,300 people who work in this office who are dedicated public servants, who get up every single day.
But we know Mayor Mohawk Brandon Johnson didn't stop there. In response to the federal immigration enforcement, he signed the Right to Protest executive order directing Chicago police to protect protesters, even when they're interfering with federal operations. This is the same mayor who called law enforcement a sickness. Now he's telling police officers to protect the very people who are assaulting federal agents. The hypocrisy here, guys, is absolutely staggering. Johnson claims he's protecting First Amendment rights, but what he's really doing is creating a sanctuary environment for people who want to obstruct federal law enforcement. When protesters are grabbing masks off of federal agents and blocking government vehicles, that is not protecting speech. That is criminal interference. The mayor is essentially telling his police force to choose between supporting federal law enforcement and following political agenda. This creates an impossible situation for Chicago police officers who took an oath to uphold all laws, not just the ones that their mayor likes. What we're seeing in Chicago is a perfect example of how Democratic leadership prioritizes illegal immigration over law-abiding citizens and federal agents trying to protect them. Johnson would rather protect protesters who assault federal officers than support the enforcement of immigration law.
Protesters still out demonstrating against the federal immigration crackdown happening right here in the Chicago area.
That's a look from the ground. Let's take a live look now from CBS Skywatch, giving us an overhead
head-to-head view of what this protest looks like now.
The protesters were using riot control tactics, blocking vehicles, getting in agents' faces, and physically interfering with federal operations. When ICE had to deploy tear gas and pepper balls, it shows you how out of control these quote-unquote peaceful protesters have become. Some of these protesters were even wearing gas masks and N95 masks, showing they came prepared for confrontation. This wasn't spontaneous civil disobedience. This was organized resistance to federal law enforcement.
I can see it. Oh, I gotta get lower.
America, what happened in Chicago perfectly illustrates the choice we face as a country. Do we support law enforcement officers trying to enforce our immigration law, or do we side with the mayor who called law enforcement a sickness while protecting protesters who assault federal agents? When a woman grabs a mask off a federal officer, that's not a peaceful protest. That's an assault on a federal agent, which should result in serious federal charges. When protesters block government vehicles and interfere with federal operations, that is obstruction of justice. Mayor Brandon Mohawk Johnson has made his choice clear. He'd rather protect illegal immigrants and the protesters defending them than support federal agents trying to enforce our laws. He's created a sanctuary city, not just for illegal immigrants, but for people who want to assault federal officers. The message this sends to criminals and illegal immigrants is absolutely dangerous. Come to Chicago because the mayor will protect you from federal law enforcement. He'll even direct his police to shield you from the consequences of assaulting a federal agent. This is exactly why we need strong federal leadership that won't be intimidated by weak Democratic mayors who prioritize politics over public safety. When local officials refuse to cooperate with immigration enforcement, federal agents have to do the job themselves, even if it means facing assault from protesters protected by anti-law enforcement mayors. The message to Mayor Johnson is simple. Law enforcement is not a sickness. Your leadership is. And my message to the protesters is this: when you put your hands on federal agents, you're going to face federal consequences, regardless of what your mayor says. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you, Tyson. And we got a back on Tyson, so we're just gonna jump right to it. So let me just set it all up here. We're gonna go back to back Tyson, and then we're gonna see some paranormal. I ain't leaving the show until I do some paranormal. All right, here we go.
Tonight, 8 people are facing federal charges in the massive housing stabilization program fraud scheme.
America, remember when I told you about those federal raids in Minnesota a few months ago? Well, the other shoe just dropped, and it's worse than we ever thought. 8 people have been charged in what prosecutors are calling a systematic $100 million fraud scheme that was supposed to help homeless people find housing. But here's the sick part. While vulnerable people are still living on the streets, these criminals were billing Medicaid for fake services and getting rich off of taxpayer money. And federal prosecutors just said Minnesota is drowning in fraud, with hundreds of fake companies stealing from the same programs.
Wow.
Federal agents conducted search warrants looking for suspected fraud at businesses and homes across the metro. They raided 8 locations believed to be connected to the Housing Stabilization Services Program.
What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. I called this months ago when these raids started happening, and now we're seeing the full scope of how Democrat incompetence enables this massive criminal enterprise. Let me remind you what I said about those federal raids back in July. I told you this was going to be massive and that Minnesota's so-called compassionate programs were run like criminal enterprises. Well, guess what is happening?
The Inspector General says 115 companies have been terminated from billing Medicaid while investigations play out. All those companies billed taxpayers a combined total of more than $100 million.
When I covered those raids, I told you this wasn't just a few bad actors. This was a systematic fraud enabled by Democrat policies that prioritizes feelings over accountability. And now we're seeing the truth of this all. 115 companies terminated, $100 million in fraudulent billing, and hundreds of fake businesses created solely to steal from the taxpayers.
Federal investigators say these providers operating out of the office suites and private homes recruited people experiencing housing instability and signed them up for the program. But instead of providing services, the search warrants claim the providers use the information to bill Medicaid.
Here's how this scam worked, just like I explained a couple months ago. These criminals would set up fake companies and run down office suites and even private homes. They target the most vulnerable people, folks just getting out of rehab who desperately needed housing help. They'd sign them up for services, then build Medicaid for the services that they actually never provided. And these people remained homeless. A few days ago, federal prosecutors charged 8 people with the first wave of arrests. The details are exactly what I predicted. We've got 4 guys running a company called Brilliant Mind Services that stole over $2 million. 2 brothers running Philadelphia took another $2 million. Asad Ahmed Adwa, who owned Leo Home Services, stole another $2.7 million. And his brother also ran Liberty Plus, took another $1 million.
First round of indictments.
A lot of
Prosecutors say
money.
the suspects from Brilliant Minds pocketed as much as $400,000 apiece and shared a credit card to run up charges for all kinds of things. Investigators say the owner of Leo Human Services invested in real estate in Kenya, leased an apartment in Roseville, and even treated himself to a new BMW.
When the feds came and knocking, these fake companies disappeared overnight. All the locations locked up were empty because they never really were in business in the first place.
We're seeing webs or rings of connected providers that are working together to commit fraud. I've also seen businesses committing fraud that have tentacles throughout the Medicaid program.
The Inspector General confirmed these were a web or rings of connected providers. This wasn't people just padding their bills. This was organized criminal enterprise designed to steal from the taxpayers.
The program shelled out $302 million over 5 years. During that time frame, the state expected the program to cost only $12 million. DHS says it spotted signs of fraud in 2023 and started investigating right away. While it investigated, though, the potential fraud, it continued to pay claims tens of millions of dollars higher than expected. Then the feds raided multiple properties throughout the metro back in July, and today they announced charges against 8 suspects.
So how did Minnesota go from a $2.6 million program to a $100 million fraud scheme? It's exactly what I explained when I first covered this story. There was zero oversight. The state operated on a trust but verify system, except they forgot the verify part.
The millions of dollars in fraud uncovered within Minnesota state agencies is something Governor Walz is likely to face intense scrutiny for in his campaign for his 3rd term as governor.
Acting U.S. Attorney Joe Thompson didn't mince any words. He said Minnesota is drowning in fraud and that this is another step in a much bigger reckoning this state needs to conform. During the initial raids and prosecution, I told you that this was just the tip of the iceberg, and it is.
In an email, Acting U.S. Attorney Joe Thompson says, quote, "Today's warrants are another step in a much bigger reckoning. The state needs to confront the scale of its fraud problem."
Remember the Feeding Our Future scandal where criminals stole money meant for hungry kids? Many of these scammers were involved in this too. So they went from stealing food from money from children to stealing housing money from homeless people trying to get clean. Now here's where it gets really interesting politically. Tim Walz is running for a 3rd term as governor, and this massive fraud scheme is going to be front and center of that campaign.
I think he has failed to hold his agencies accountable.
Kristen Robbins is one of Walz's Republican opponents in the race for governor. She also is the chair of the House Fraud Committee, which held a Capitol hearing Wednesday.
State Representative Kristen Robinson, who's running against Walz, has made it clear that his handling of the fraud will be the cornerstone of her campaign. And she's right. How do you go from $2.6 million to $100 million in billing without anybody asking questions?
These are not political games. These are people's lives. This is about trying to help vulnerable Minnesotans get the services they need and protect taxpayers.
But of course, Tampon Tim Walz is trying to get ahead of this right before the legislation hearing on the fraud. He fired his assistant commissioner in charge of the Housing Stabilization Services program and issued an executive order to, guess what? Combat fraud.
That person was the assistant commissioner in charge of the state's housing stabilization program. The program is supposed to help homeless people find housing, but for months, our I-team has exposed systemic fraud.
Now, here's what gets me about this whole situation. This is the same pattern we're seeing in every blue state. They create these feel-good programs with zero oversight. Criminals figure out how to run the game and the system, and by the time anybody notices, hundreds of millions of dollars in taxpayer dollars are gone.
Democratic political political analyst Jeff Hayden believes Walz is determined to fix the fraud issue, in part so it's not what he is remembered for as governor.
The Democratic analysts admit that Walz doesn't want his legacy to be about fraud. But there's the problem. When you create massive government programs with no accountability, fraud is actually inevitable. And the people who suffer the most are the most vulnerable populations these programs are supposed to help. They can make excuses all they want, but the bottom line is this. While politicians are patting themselves on the back for quote unquote helping people, criminals are stealing the money and people who actually need help got nothing.
I think the governor really is mission driven and wants to fight and to try to do as much as he can to protect Minnesotans. And I don't think he wants his legacy to be this issue of fraud.
America, when I covered those initial federal raids months ago, I told you that this fraud scheme was going to be massive. I told you Minnesota's compassionate programs were being run like a criminal enterprise. And I said this would become a major political problem for Tampon Timmy Walz. While Tampon Tim was busy being a nice guy governor and his administration was celebrating their compassionate programs, vulnerable homeless people are being used as pawns in a massive criminal enterprise. The money that was supposed to help them rebuild their lives went straight into the pockets of scammers. And now Walz is running for his third term, trying to convince voters that he can fix the problem he created through his own incompetence. The people of Minnesota deserve better than a governor who lets criminals steal $100 million while vulnerable people suffer. This is exactly why I like doing this, calling out these problems before they become a massive scandal. When you elect Democrats who prioritize feelings over getting results, you get exactly what was predicted. Massive fraud schemes that hurt the very people that they claim to help. Let me know what you think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.
That's another great Tyson. Yet again, like I said, you can come watch him here every Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. live on My Mind Over Your Matter on YouTube. I got we're gonna go straight to the paranormal, right? We need to just go right to it because why not? So let's go ahead and set this up and let's watch some paranormal videos.
No, we're definitely on the right side of the road though, because these are all evens. Yeah, there it is. Oh, it's a little bit warmer in here.
When we first got the email about this home, we spoke with the owner, and the owner had told us that she left with her family around Christmas time. They had so much activity going on that it was so unsettling they couldn't even be in the home.
Still pretty Christmassy.
Yes, I did. I wrote a message.
Entering the home, there was definitely a bit of a weird vibe walking in. We were getting figures pop up on the SLS device almost instantly. Wait, check it out. Okay. Something by the stairwell, look. And some of them, they were attached to objects. You could tell when it's kind of malfunctioning, the software is trying to register things, and you could see it's grabbing onto a chair. But then there was a few within the home. There was nothing for it to grab onto. It was in the middle of a hallway, or it was standing in the middle of a room. And when we get those kind of figures, that's when we know we got something. Look, right there. Look.
That's a trip.
Oh, it looks like the hands were tied. Did you see that? Look. Doesn't it look like hands behind his back? Look. You see
If
that?
that's you, can you move towards us or towards the center of the room? Looks like it's trying to.
Yeah. We're gonna come in now. Is there anything you'd like us to see? You want to show us anything?
Can you lead the way?
Oh, check that out. He said, "Can you lead the way?" Jump right in front of this hallway. Look.
Ooh.
See? It's like on and off in this hallway. Look, right there.
Interesting.
Oh, had one over there by the tree. Where'd you go? It's in and out. Look, see?
Mm.
Where's
It's like
that?
it's sitting in
That
that.
little chair?
Yeah.
No. It could just be grabbing that little tree. I don't know.
It could be.
See?
Yeah, it seems like it is.
But it's going in between the trees, though. That's weird.
Yeah, it's gotta be. It's gotta be detecting the skeleton of the tree. Because right here, there's nothing standing there.
You know what? I got an idea. We'll keep doing the SLS, but I think this is a good place to test out that obvious bear.
Oh yeah.
So I found this bear online that's supposed to be good for paranormal investigations.
Here, keep it. Let me grab your camera real quick.
Okay.
While you do that. See, that's what I'm saying. This hallway is
Oh yeah.
a bit of a trip.
Here,
I don't know if there's like a reason why he's.
check it out.
Whoa.
It's like an EMF detector,
Uh-huh.
and it has built-in phrases. So
Yeah.
it has like over 1,000 phrases, I think.
Uh-huh.
What? It has like over 1,000 phrases, I think.
Uh-huh.
What?
Dude, that's fucking literally instant fucking heart attack. Here, take this. Leave it right there.
Creepy ass doll.
You got a reflection. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I got like a. It's not me in there. It's like there's me on the right. I'm getting two figures in there.
Good night, Chloe. Yeah, it looks good. I like it. I was checking it out. I said it looked nice.
Yeah.
No, look. I step into it. That's me over there on the right. What's on the left?
I don't know. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, here's something falling on the floor.
What the fuck was that? No.
Did you make it cold?
Did you make it cold in here?
Oh shit! I see this.
Let me see.
Basement.
What?
Basement.
Are we? We're definitely going down here, though, right?
Yeah.
Down to the basement.
There's a whole fucking walkway over here. Just gotta stay a little low.
Oh damn! They
Careful,
got a lot of
spider
shit. It's like, I'm sorry,
Something
but
going on in the basement.
you got a lot of shit in your
I
basement.
don't know why, but like it seems like entities, spirits, just I feel like they gravitate towards the places in the house
Like,
that have the least human
I
traffic.
feel like half that basement, all that shit could be thrown out.
What's back there?
I'm just
Doors,
saying,
trash cans,
you know,
a couple like wooden pillars, some boxes.
keep up with your
If
shit.
there's anybody down here
less
with us
is
right now, can
longer.
you say something? Can you use the device in my hand to give us a message?
I bet you the ghost is gonna say,
Watch
"Can you
your
clean
head
this fucking
before
shit
it
up?"
goes. What's that?
The ghost is like, "These motherfuckers are pigs. I've been trying to scare them
Very
to get
weird.
the fuck out of here and take their mess with them."
Yeah, it's very claustrophobic down here, man.
Yeah. And I haven't gotten one word on the Ovilus down here either.
Oh Lord, getting colder. Oh,
We decided this place felt like a good candidate for a blind spirit box session, and he knows how strongly I feel about doing the blind spirit box. So he went ahead and did that, and I went down in the basement asking questions on the walkie-talkie.
Oh, yeah, sounds so low.
If you're the one that made the door close earlier when we were setting up, is there something you'd like to tell us?
Freeze to death.
Freeze to death. What the fuck? That was threatening. Freeze to death? That was a threat.
Can you tell us why you haven't left this place?
Descendants.
Give us something specific. Be clear. Why are you here? I really don't like being in basements by myself. It's a different vibe when you're down here alone, for sure. Are you an evil entity?
Separate.
What the fuck is that?
Take your time.
I just heard a little noise down here. Was that you?
He's evil.
Why are you disturbing the people that live here?
My home.
Is there more than one entity in this house?
The bear says something.
While I was down there, I heard a distinct sound coming from the living room, and I knew it was that EMF bear that we brought.
Underneath.
Are you making it colder?
The dirt.
I'm gonna come up and check the bear now. Can you say something again? The bear as I come up.
It'll get colder.
I'm gonna come up and check the bear now. Can you say something again? The bear as I come up.
It'll get colder.
Oh shit. There's prints. Like water prints, like footprints.
Visit you.
Visit you. It's water prints. It's like footprints.
Find us.
Find us.
I mean, it's like barely visible, but that's like a wet footprint.
Wow, look at it.
Wet footprints coming from the bathroom by the kitchen towards the basement where I was.
Wow.
Right down to where I was at. This is fucked up.
Wow. From the shower. The shower door's open.
Hey, yo, Cole. Hey. Dude, Cole.
There's stuff going on down there.
Like what?
There's footprints.
And I thought he was saying that he saw footprints like outside somewhere. It's like shoe prints?
No, like wet footprints, like someone like was walking barefoot in the house. Here. I'm fucking like my heart is pounding right now.
You don't see it now.
There was footprints. I don't know.
There, now it's not there.
I swear to God, I just saw them. They were like wet, almost like someone was coming out of the fucking shower.
When we go down to the kitchen, he's pointing at the floor saying that they're right here, and I'm seeing nothing. I thought this guy was hallucinating. I thought we'd been in the dark for too long.
Like barefoot, you said, right? Yeah, barefoot. They're fucking gone.
You got it on video.
I didn't even look. I just fucking came up when I saw the footprints. I was like,
Look at the dirt. It was open.
This is fucked up.
That's it. The door was open. And he went up to get him. And then something closed it.
I just fucking came up when I saw the footprints.
As he went upstairs to get him, and look, it's closed.
Dirty. What?
Look at the floor; it's like dirty, a little dirty.
And the only thing that we found was like a black, dirty water on the bottom of the shower.
What is that? I have no idea.
We have ultimate trust in this team, and we know we don't fuck with each other on investigations, but if he experiences something that I don't, there's still like a little level of skepticism.
It was like literally.
Yeah, watch the video.
I'm gonna show you. I'm sure you have.
Way back.
No, I'm gonna show you. Let me stop this. I'll show you.
That shit was wet. There you go. Look.
Seeing it on camera proves it all. Not to mention, when I saw it, the footprints looked a little bit smaller.
You can see the reflection. And the fact that it dried up so quick. It looked like there was no print after.
We saw a lot of figures on the SLS earlier.
You heard that, right?
Yeah, I heard jingle too.
We saw a lot of figures on the SLS earlier.
Like ching ching, like a jingle.
It didn't sound like this.
No, it was like.
Huh.
That was like a single bell.
It was a single,
Wasn't
like,
the
yeah.
door.
Was that you? It just rang the bell?
Yes.
Was that you? It just rang the bell?
Instant yes.
Okay. So we have something that would like to communicate.
So obviously you're powerful enough to move objects. Are you powerful enough to speak with us?
Seems like we're really never wanting.
Now hear me out. Like maybe
Wait. Again. Hold on. There's got to be something in here that's doing that. In rare occasions, we will turn the lights on, and this was one of those occasions. Every fucking time, dude.
Every time, dog.
I swear to God, we don't own a bat zoo. I can't make this stuff up. Everywhere we go, we find bats.
Dude, I'm telling you, you got fucking.
At least that could explain some of the noises we were fucking hearing.
Yeah.
Pretty large, respectively, bats circling this.
Yeah, but not the floor. Maybe that was a vampire who turned into a bat. Because the floor was wet. It had footprints.
We're inside of a house. We're not in a cave. We're not in an abandoned church. We're in a house, and there's a bat flying around during our investigation.
Was it living in the fucking Christmas tree? He just came up from the basement.
We can't be doing our investigation with a bat dive bombing our heads every time we go around a corner, so we cut the lights on, and I let Colt deal with that one.
Dude, I tried a pasta strainer with a pot lid.
I'm about to have him right in my face, bro.
Careful.
I know, hold on. We're good. He ain't Dracula.
He might be.
Okay.
I tried a trash bag tied to a broomstick for about an hour.
What are the chances here?
I think you got this.
I'm fucking terrified when I knock on my stage.
I left the door open and I thought it had gone outside, and I don't know if the camera caught this, but I turn around smiling saying I think he's gone. Casey's looking down the hallway 20 feet away from me, turns around, starts high step running out of the living room because the bat was actually attached to the side of my sweatshirt. Casey finds a laundry basket with a net inside of it, and I'm over there trying to throw it in the air, trying to gently catch this guy because, I mean, it was a startling event, and he is a bat. He was adorable. I'm not trying to hurt him at all. You know, I'm just trying to get the situation figured out. Finally, I grab the entire laundry basket, and he's doing circles, and I swoop him, and I gently kind of touch him to the floor. Like you dropped a radio in a bathtub. Just Ready? 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 Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, I am. Oh!
What?
Oh, he wants to get out.
There you go, bro. Hey, he flew off.
He flew? All right, Tay.
Oh my goodness.
All the things that we did experience while we were there, they kind of pointed towards something being lost, maybe.
There's definitely something going on there, and whatever it is powerful enough to move objects. So I can understand the concern that this family would have.
Leave the door closed by itself.
I know that the people that stayed there said they believed it was of a negative energy and they weren't comfortable being there. I didn't get the impression that it was something that wanted to harm me. It just felt like there was something roaming around with us while we were there.
The prints. That's crazy. That's scary. Imagine you do an investigation, and then next thing you know, you see little prints and crazy shit. Like, I don't know. All right. Let's see this last one here, and then we'll call it a night. Because I'm getting tired. Okay, let's set this up. Let's check this out.
First pulling up to the place, we came down this long, snowy, desolate road.
Oh, it brings me back to winter. That's how it looks like here in Connecticut when it fucking snows. At least the road is plowed, so that's a good thing. Especially on the boonies and the road is plowed, that's actually really good. But that's on the boonies. This is like where you get abducted.
Oh, it's fucking
type of shit.
Winter Wonderland,
You know what I mean?
bro. Look at this shit.
The only light that you have there is your headlights. I've driven through New York one time where they had no lights, and I had to get around, and it was really fucking dark.
Oh
It
yeah.
was very creepy, and it
We
was a
got out
new
like we
moon
usually
too,
do, and we started with our
so
walkthrough.
there was no light, no moonlight, no nothing. I was just like in the dark.
Hey, can you hold this for a sec? I got the key, I think. Do I have the key or did I give it to you? I got jingling. Okay, I got the keys. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
What?
Might be like an automatic heater or something, like a time heater. That's great.
Oh yeah.
Man, I like the wood. Man, think about these places that have like beautiful, like wooded, like inside the house, the floors.
Cool looking place.
That looks really cool.
Hey. This looks like
What the fuck?
this looks like dog nose. You know how it drips down? You know what I'm talking about? Like when a dog like sticks their nose constantly?
That absolutely does not look like that. That looks like fingers.
They're on the inside. It's not on the outside. It's on the inside, I believe.
What?
Weird.
That is weird.
Let's see what we got upstairs. Hey, don't hang on a second.
It's nice wood. Oh, it's already picking up energy.
Once we got to the cabin, we did the initial walkthrough. We used the regular testing, EMF detector. We did the Ovilus walkthrough. Hello. Is there anybody present that would like to come communicate with me and Colt? We hear from the lady that lives here you like to visit often. And if that's true, are you here right now? What's this?
Oh, good.
Okay, it's just like an AC duct and shit. Not a lot was happening on the inside of the cabin, but we did know that the creek right out back is where this little boy had supposedly drowned.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Snow is deep, bro.
I said the same thing.
Yeah. This was definitely the coldest investigation that Colton and I have
It's
ever
still
done.
snowing.
It was below 10 degrees outside. It felt like we were in a whole nother world. That's something that neither one of us are really used to at all.
Yeah, it's cold.
Ooh.
Hey, real quick, no bullshit.
Whoa.
Do these look like adult footprints or?
No.
Those look like kids, right?
It looks like kids' footprints. Look at that.
When we approached the bridge, we looked down and there was these single file, like small footprints, definitely smaller than ours.
Here, wait, check this out. Hold on. I just want to do this for the viewer's sake. Here, look. This is the size of one of my footprints. That's an adult footprint.
Yeah, they're like little steps.
Yeah. Small child shoes to just something that just like sprinted across the bridge.
You still see the impression of the foot.
Look at them, like they ran
Yeah.
across it.
Wow.
Look, it's all on the one side.
Because that's not that far. That's only like 2 feet. Me and you, we probably have about a 3-foot step when we're not running.
Is this bridge sturdy?
Whoa.
I really don't want to go in the ice right now. You know what I'm thinking?
What?
Let's come out here with the Ovilus. You know, at the place. We usually like to go to the locations of death. For some reason, it seems like the location of death typically gets some kind of energy.
Just listen to how quiet it is.
I'm just thinking to myself, can you imagine falling through this? And then
right now by yourself?
I'm just saying, like, going right through the ice and not being able to find your way up, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Look at this shit, man. It's pretty deep, too. It didn't look like it was this deep when we were walking up.
Yeah.
Already weird vibes out here, bro. Check this out. Let me get tight on that.
Something tried to run across.
You can see a little, like the little hand. Look.
What?
It's like a little, that looks like a hand, but I know it's like probably animal paws because there's 4 of them here. Look.
Yeah. That ain't a rabbit.
Something. Hey, there's no more footprints.
Huh?
There's no more footprints. They stopped. They didn't even get all the way. They got like right here on the other side of the creek. But look at the bridge.
Yeah.
They stopped. And there's none around here. That's wild.
That's a trip.
That is a fucking trip. I would say, yeah, let's just follow them, but there's nowhere to go.
Well, let's get to the other side and see what's going on.
Careful with this shit. This is wild, man. I think this is still a creek right here.
Oh, I know it is.
Piled up because you got this other side. All right, so listen, I know I say this every time we're outside somewhere.
Yeah.
We need to be careful with bears out here, for real.
Oh, no, big time. And you know what?
Huh.
This is that time of the year where it was a little bit warm for a second, and then it got ice cold again. So the only thing that's waking up are the badasses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The dudes that are starving, and right now they will.
They will fuck.
They
you
will
up,
fuck
yeah.
us up, big time. What is that?
There's some big prints over there. See that?
Yeah.
Over there?
I sure do.
Are those human or not?
I don't like that noise.
The creaking noise?
It sounds like we're on top of the water still.
It does. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, hey, those aren't shoe prints. Those are massively large paw prints.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
No, thank you.
That's a trip, dude. I think maybe we should put something out here like an Ovilus or.
Yeah, no, I think we should run the Ovilus on the bridge.
Okay.
See if we get anything to come through, maybe. Get some clear messages out here.
While we were doing the investigation, we were out on the bridge with the Ovilus trying to get responses out of it.
Is there a reason that you won't leave this place? Is there something you'd like to tell anybody? Sometimes it'll say things that are just random off the wall. And then there's other times that it'll take the energy around it and use those frequencies to channel words through it.
What did it say?
It said yank in.
Oh my God.
Yank in.
The ovulus said yanked in.
Were you yanked
Mm.
in? That's, dude, all the hairs are standing up on my body right now. Major goosebumps, bro. Every hair on my body stood up because we know a kid drowned here, and it was one of two things. It was either saying that the kid felt like he was yanked in by something, or that maybe something wanted to yank one of us in. Ugh. Yanked in. Are you telling me that someone yanked you in the ice? What were you yanked in by? What yanked you in? Or do you want to yank me in? So we went back inside the house and we did a spirit box session in the upstairs bedroom. We wanted to make sure that we tested out all locations in this property. We got a few voices come through on the spirit box. Some of them were kind of hard to make out. There was one or two that sounded like it was coming from a little kid. I heard somebody yelling. Can you tell me what you're saying? Can you speak clearly? I heard like a little kid. I just heard a little kid. Sound like it said mommy. I heard like a little kid. I just heard a little kid. Sound like it said mommy.
Wow.
I heard like a little kid. I just heard a little kid. Sound like it said mommy. You didn't hear that? Like grief.
The younger child is speaking through the box. Can you come forward? Speak louder. We could definitely hear what sounded like some child voices, but the other ones were just, they were too hard to make out. We decided to use the Ouija board at this location, and the crazy thing is we had the ovulus on, sitting right next to it for 20 to 30 minutes while we're setting it up. And the second that me and him shake hands and we tap ourselves into the board, the ovulus starts going crazy.
1, 2, 3. Wife age.
Solstice.
Wait. Why did it just start going nuts on 3 spins? The ovulus started picking up some kind of energy once we got into the session with the planchette on the board, and it just started spitting out words. Why did it just start going nuts on 3 spins?
I don't know.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
It didn't do anything until we spun it 3 times. Can you use your energy to spell something out? Look at the candle over there. Look at yours. Your 2 are going nuts. When we started doing the Ouija board session, candles were kind of flickering from different areas, and there was no fans on, there was no AC going, no windows open. It's just another thing to make note of that really can't be explained. Okay, now mine are kind of, oh, this is weird. Whoa,
Violent.
it's getting weird. I know you don't like this, bro, but just don't let go. Why did you say violent? Are you violent? Are you angry? You could actually move the planch.
I don't like that one.
I don't either. I never liked that one.
Surprise.
Something bad always happens when it says surprise.
I don't like that, dude.
Yeah, I don't either.
Use whatever you want to communicate, but if you don't mind, you can drag these to spell words.
Can you please move the planchette to yes or no and let us know if you're upset that we're here?
After a while of not getting a whole lot of evidence, we decided we were going to set up static cameras and then go to sleep, because the person that told us about the story, she says that when she goes to bed or she's laying in bed is the time when she hears strange things most often.
Oh, Lord.
We were both pretty tired, so we just decided to turn in for the night. But within 15 minutes of laying down, we both heard something very, very weird.
You hear that? Yeah. Sounds like a song. That's fucking
Mm. Mm.
That's weird, dude. We should get the flashlight. That's weird.
First, it sounded like a little kid's voice, but then it kind of sounded a little bit melodic, like someone was outside singing.
Mm.
You hear that? Yeah.
Me and Casey sat up at the exact same time, and we looked at each other almost to like confirm that we both just heard what we thought we heard.
You hear that? Yeah.
We hear something that sounds like singing, and you could tell it was coming from outside.
Sounds like a song. That's fucking weird,
Colton heard it just as clear as I did, so we decided to go downstairs, put our shoes on, and see if we can go outside and capture this audio.
That's weird, dude. We should get the flashlight. That's weird. That's fucking creepy, bro.
When I sat down on the couch to put my shoes on, right next to me was that window that we saw when we first came in the cabin, but there was something different on it. There was something that I know for a fact was not there when we arrived at the cabin.
Hey, what is this? That's the dog. No, bro.
Casey goes, look, look, look. And he said, look at all these markings. And earlier we had seen something that looked like dragging or like maybe a dog's nose or something moving up and down on it. So I kind of like brushed it off real quick. And then he said, no, there's handprints. And we looked and they were on the outside of the glass.
Dude, look at this. Come here real quick. That's outside the fucking window. Look. Look right here. This.
I see it.
These handprints were half the size of mine, half the size of Colton's. So,
Oh, bro.
Dude, they're all over the place.
it's just eerie to think about, because when did that happen? You know, didn't happen before we were there. So somewhere between nightfall and 4 a.m, those handprints appeared.
Is there?
Yeah. This whole bottom.
Oh, dude, that's fucking crazy.
What the fuck? These handprints were super small. Like if I had to guess, they're from like a 5 or 6 year old.
Cut the light on for a second so we get dressed.
Wow.
Yeah, we gotta put on like 10 layers to go outside right now. I hope the static camera heard that.
Dude. I mean, I hope it did too.
I mean, I know those mics are not the best, but that was pretty
I
clear
want
to
to
me.
know what's going on with this.
Yeah.
Like, is someone fucking with us?
Yeah, I don't know.
What the hell is that?
It's fucking cold. Hey, cut the light. I swear I saw something move outside, and when I asked Colton to turn off the lights, I was not prepared for what we both saw.
Oh shit! We got a warning here. Here we go. It's gonna be a little disturbing, I guess. Starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Hey, cut the light. Dude, I swear to God, I just saw something run past.
Oh, this thing's like
something.
something's on the bridge.
What is that? Do you see that right there?
Dude.
What is that?
Oh,
bro, it's moving. It's moving. What the fuck is that? Oh, dude. What the fuck?
It went running.
I can't. I thought that was a shadow.
Bro. It like disappeared.
Dude, I'm feeling all types of weird right now, dude.
Oh, I see it running
You gotta
back.
understand, there's no lights out there. The only thing that we can see is the moonlight that's reflecting off of the snow outside. And right in the middle of the bridge, we both see what looks like a almost transparent black figure of some sort, just standing in the middle of the bridge.
Dude, I swear to God, I just
Yeah, look at it there in the middle of the bridge.
outside. Something moved. What is that? Do you see that right there? Dude, what is that? There's just a figure just staring at us. It looked like it was facing us from on top of the bridge, not moving, standing still. Do you see that right there? Dude, what is that?
We don't know what's showing up on the camera, his cell phone camera at all. We're just fixated on it. And then it turns around and it bolts.
Dude, what is that? Oh, bro, it's moving. It's moving. What the fuck is that? Oh, dude.
There he goes running.
When it ran, it looked more unnatural than I've seen anything move.
Dude, I swear to God, I just saw something run past, like outside. Something moved.
Wow, look.
What is that? Do you see that?
Somewhere in the middle. Look.
Dude.
On the bridge.
Oh, bro,
It
it's
runs.
moving. It's moving. What the fuck is that?
Oh, my God.
Dude.
It makes a
almost
left.
felt like it was made out of smoke. That's what it looked like.
It runs and it makes a left
when it
turn.
turned and ran away, it just like vanished. It like disappeared.
Dude,
I made a left turn and kept going.
Look at that, bro. Right there. Look at the way it just
And it
dips.
just fucking dips.
It dips like full speed. We're both standing there in the living room looking back at the footage that we just captured. We're watching it literally seconds after we captured it.
The crazy part's when it goes sideways.
I'm fucking nervous as hell and I'm freaked out, bro, but I think that we should go out with something.
We gotta give it a minute, man. That was a lot. We were super apprehensive to go outside. We just saw something that we can't explain. We don't know what it was. It didn't look like an animal. I mean, it didn't have distinguishing characteristics of a human.
It started running
but
like a little
we
kid.
had to go back out there and see if we could communicate or see if we could get a glimpse of it closer. I don't know, man. I was way sketched out more than I was now.
Let's give it a minute and go check it out. I think we should run yes, no or something out there.
Yeah, let's give it a minute.
That could have been a person. It moved too fast. It disappeared.
It didn't look tall enough to be a person.
No.
I'll check to see if there's any new footprints.
Hello.
Nah, he ran back and then he made a left.
Hang on, stay still. Hello. It was so quiet out there. It almost sounded like I was in a studio recording room with soundproof padding around me. It was that quiet.
Wow. But the way the spirit ran, you see, there's snow, so you can't run that fast. That thing went like super quick, running slow, like it was nothing. But I wish you would go to the bridge to check on the steps to see if they have any steps.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm like high alert right now. Alright. Let's put the yes no here and we could just ask some questions from this side of the bridge. I feel like we're safer on this side for some reason, you know?
So as our final test, we took the yes no prism out to the bridge, where not an hour before we saw something that had sprinted across the opposite side, and neither one of us were comfortable enough to actually like walk across it because we felt like whatever it was either not allowed to or not able to cross to our side. So we decided to just play it safe and leave it right there in the snow.
Were you just out here running around? Was that you?
Are you trying to get our attention?
I'm so paranoid out here right now.
I don't know if it was like snow falling off a tree or...
You heard like a little rustle, right?
Yeah, something. Ooh.
Can you come close to this device? Yes. Pretty fucking clear to me, huh?
Yeah. Why did you bring us to this bridge? Did something happen to you over here?
Is there something you want us to see out here? Were you just
like on that path?
What's up?
Thought I just saw something standing back there and it moved.
Were you singing a little while ago? I'm not going over this bridge tonight. I can tell you that right now.
Oh.
Yes?
No, we're not. I don't know, man. I don't feel comfortable out
I
here
don't
right now
feel
at all.
comfortable either.
No. Yes, come over the bridge, kiss my ass.
Yeah. How about you come over this side of the bridge? I don't know if that's a good thing.
Why don't you come stand right here at the end of the bridge?
I don't know if that's a good thing.
What?
Inviting whatever that was to this side.
We got a handful of direct responses to these questions, but after like the last yes that we got, we've probably spent another 20, 30 minutes getting nothing out there in the 10-degree weather.
That's kind of creepy, bro. Are you able to cross this bridge? Was that you singing while we were trying to go to bed?
Oh.
Did you touch the glass windows outside of the cabin? Do you like looking inside that cabin at night?
When we were finishing up the SO Prism, the sun started to rise. So obviously that's the end of our investigation. But even though it got quiet there towards the end and it was quiet in the beginning a little bit, we weren't getting a whole lot. That one moment we captured on the bridge was worth everything we've been doing for the past few years.
This is what every single paranormal team out there picturing. We've gotten a lot of good things in the past, but this is like a full body apparition.
And running.
This was worth every single second of that investigation, that one moment. And that's all it is sometimes. It's one moment.
Wow.
After hours and hours and hours of nothing, a split 2 seconds made the whole trip worth it.
Dude, I swear to God, I just saw something run past, like outside. Something moved. What is that? Do you see that right there? Dude, what is that? Oh, bro, it's moving. It's moving. What the fuck is that? Oh, my God. Dude. What the fuck, bro?
Thank you guys so much for watching the first episode.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm tired. That was creepy. That was very creepy. Like a shadow guy running from the middle of the bridge and really quick on the snow, you know, and they were having a hard time walking in the snow to get to the bridge. So you could tell that was an entity spirit that's there, and that's wild. But I'm tired. I'm getting ready to go to bed. So everyone have a good morning, good afternoon, and a good night wherever you're at. And I'll catch you on the flip side. And I'll be back on for tomorrow for the memorial for Charlie Kirk. Possibly may start around 11-ish. I hope everything goes well tomorrow, but I just, my guard is really up because I don't feel comfortable. Because there's a lot of devious people, a lot of like sleeper cells that have awoken and are causing chaos. So you just always gotta watch your back. So with that said, have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.